Andy Putrello is with Solo Scientific, and he's in studio here. We've had Andy in a few times.
I'm so glad he's back. I was recently on your website. I'm sorry. I'll save this question till the end.
No, go now. I mean, you're in.
You have a lot of stuff on your website, soloscientific.com. So last time you were on, I went and checked it out.
He's an inventor, by the way. He invents all these things.
Is everything on your site you invented?
Yes.
Or is it your variety of something?
Everything on that site I invented, yes.
He has something on there that could really be a lifesaver. It was a device where you can smash a windshield.
Yep.
You invented that? Like nobody else came up with that before?
Well, the glass breaker, it's funny you mentioned that one. We have the ion flashlight fire starter that can cauterize wounds. A solar knife can start a fire using the sun. Tinder hot box can store things to keep them dry. They're mainly camping and survival products. The Aurora fire starter. But that glass breaker, a friend of mine just suggested we should have a glass breaker because he had seen a 2020 special where police were trying to break the window of a car to rescue somebody and they couldn't break it.
Yeah.
So I designed a real good glass breaker, made out of W1 tool steel, which just for some reason seems to work the best. And it's fully hardened, and it does work very well.
It's it's not necessarily pointy like you would stab something, but it's got a point on it to some extent. And you just hit it, and it'll shatter a window. And obviously, of course, the thing that comes to mind is you're in a parking lot and you see, a kid in a car. Unfortunately, that does happen sometimes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, that could literally save a life.
Yes.
And I was shocked. I saw it. So explain how this works, because you have patents on things.
Yeah.
So I asked you the question. Nobody invented that before you had come up with it.
Well, the glass breaker is not
a different
anything
case.
new.
Okay.
You picked the
That's
one
just your
product
variety of it.
that isn't
I'm sorry.
completely
I'm
new.
the one thing I named. But you have a really...
They've had these around for years.
They've been around forever.
But what you're saying, though, is you just improved upon it.
Yeah, what it is a lot of the glass breakers out there, they actually don't work.
Right.
But nobody knows that because very few people actually use it.
Because you never... Right.
Hey,
let me test this out just to make sure it works.
But when you
it works.
It cost me $300.
Gotta get a new windshield.
See an emergency glass breaker that's made out of some type of stainless steel, it's not going to work. I mean, you may get lucky.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're extremely strong and you hit it just right. But for the most part, they're not going to work.
I had one that was like a gun.
Yes.
It looked like a gun, and it had this end on it. And it was light, and I just, there's no way, I don't see how this thing is going to, the handle's going to break off before the window breaks.
See, glass is a really hard substance. It's very difficult to break.
Yeah.
When I was designing this glass breaker, I started at a metal I thought may work and worked my way up, working on the design.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I got to the tool steels and carbide tipped materials that the glass broke. And not only did it break, it just breaks pretty easy. I mean, a kid could do it.
Wow.
But those materials are very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So, people tend not to use them. You can make to make the carbide blade on our Aurora fire starter, which is so hard you could sharpen knives with it. A little piece of carbide, like a 1/4 inch long, maybe a little less than a 1/4 inch wide, costs like $2 to make.
Yeah.
The same piece in stainless steel would be cents.
Got it.
Would be 10 cents.
So if you want to sell, the sweet spot is like, for something like this is just $19.99, right? On the as seen on TV, all those products. But so they want to keep the prices down. Half that stuff you buy on TV does not work.
No,
it doesn't work.
No.
And by the way, the hose guy that's on, I was watching. This is the hose that'll curl up into your hand.
Shrink wraps itself, basically.
It's incredible how that hose works and then how it doesn't work. But it always ends up leaking. You won't even get through a full season with that thing spraying all over the place. There's a new one out there now that he says, and our newly improved or whatever, redesigned. Well, why are you redesigning it? Well, because everybody knows the last one didn't work. Yeah. And it leaked.
But if you order in the next 30 minutes, we'll throw in an additional one for free.
Oh, in case that one goes bad.
We've become a society of props. Buy a can opener. My wife will buy a can opener at the dollar store, and I open one can with it, and the thing breaks off in my hand. Yeah. And you keep buying the same thing over and over. And how long can things sell for $19.95? It's been 30 years.
Yeah, I know.
At some point.
You're right.
At some
point, inflation
in 2080. Are we going to be buying stuff for We're going to buy a toaster for $19.95.
Yeah,
they last one slice of toast.
That is a very good point. I mean,
at some point,
nothing is the same
device,
price as it used to be, and except for the crap you buy on TV.
And they throw an extra one in for free. You just pay shipping and handling.
Yes.
And you know another...
Sometimes these commercials go on for...
Something's wrong.
They go on forever. It's like, and that's not all. Yeah. And then there's another that's not all in there. And before you know it, you got a whole bundle of stuff. And the other one you got to watch is if they say... this is yours for free. Just pay shipping and handling. And shipping and handling is like $14.95. The item is probably worth 30 cents, and the shipping is costing them $3. Guess what? They just made a profit off you.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, Andrew.
The two things with those commercials. The people that are in distress in those commercials, it's always some huge tragedy. Like, they slip and fall, and it's on their way down. But also, too, you got to be careful because I ordered a product one time, and then afterward I was bombarded with, like subscriptions to things and, other product things. You become victim to all this spam and stuff like that.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. So Andy invents things, and one of the things that he's invented is... I guess I'll go back to the window glass breaker. Yeah. Do you have a patent on that?
No, that's the only product on the website that I didn't file for patent because it's not really worth the time and effort. All the other products are patented; they really are innovative.
And when you make something that someone else holds the patent on, do you have to pay a percentage to them?
No, a product like that glass breaker, the patents are been around so long they're expired. And, and it was we made it because we thought we should. We had the machine; it'd be nothing to program it to make it. But products like this lift assist belt,
that's yours.
Never existed.
Yeah. So explain how this thing works. This is if you're moving, you're carrying boxes. Maybe you're on a job where you have to move boxes all day long. This goes over your shoulders.
Yep. And so many times when you're lifting a heavy object, when you have a heavy object in front of you, it creates leverage on your back. Because you have an object extended in front of you.
Yeah.
So it's pulling you forward. It's putting a lot of pressure on your lower back, so people wear lifting belts for support.
Yep.
Well, this lifting belt has a ledge on the front of it that allows you to, and it's a aircraft aluminum ledge that follows the curve of your body, and it's incorporated and it's rigidly mounted into this belt, and you can place the object on top of the ledge. And it takes away that leverage force. It puts the weight on your legs and butt where we have a lot of strength.
Yeah.
And so you can carry heavy boxes without any strain. And by the way, before I forget, as I forgot last time, if your listeners or viewers order anything on our website and they use the coupon code Keeler, they'll save 25%.
25%?
25%,
wow.
Which is a lot.
Awesome.
And these are all American-made products. We make them right in New Hartford. And this is patent pending as well, the belt.
Yeah.
And I'll show you how it works. So you put it on.
We brought in a WB Mason box over there for you.
You can adjust it for your height.
Ooh, but WB Mason.
Yeah.
Okay. And so many times when you're lifting a heavy object, you try to put it on your belt buckle.
Yeah.
To get some kind of relief.
Mm-hmm.
This is a natural.
And that hurts.
A natural product that just came out of that thought. So when you pick up a box, and this is a fairly heavy box. Okay, you put it on the ledge, and now you just hold it in front of you.
Yeah.
And I could walk, the length of a football field with this box. I don't feel anything on my back right now.
Yeah, that is. We tried this a couple of weeks ago, and I saw you, Andrew, coming in. That's a heavy box.
Yeah, and it's literally I can hold it with my fingertips.
Wow.
Wow.
It's night and day. It really does work.
We need to see you on TV doing a call right now.
I work too much.
Yeah.
No time.
I think this is a brilliant, and this has, to me, this could be the type of thing that you could see like UPS or, think about all these boxes these guys have to carry.
UPS is actually looking. I've sold over 1,000 of them since I was here last.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, over 1,000 of them, yeah.
That's if you're incredible.
Sorting through heavy boxes, you're getting ready for the world's largest yard sale this weekend,
maybe? That's a good
maybe?
point.
Now, you don't have something that, because I have a lot of stress on my back and hips because I have a big stomach. You don't have anything that lifts that way, do you? Can you get to work on that?
It's funny you mention that, because the original belt, when I designed it, it had two pieces, that came out in front of you.
Yeah.
But we found if somebody had a big stomach, they ended up pointing to the sides.
Right.
So I had to redesign it to have one in the middle.
You saw the story where It's a Small World, after all, had to shut the ride down and redesign it because the things you sat in, the little carts weren't large enough because America's gotten heavier.
That's hysterical.
Yeah. So, all right, really cool. So, again, if people want it, so it's soloscientific.com.
Yes.
And this item, along with others, you have the fire starter. Where
a lot of camping and survival equipment.
You're going to be camping. You got to check out this website.
I was on it for like 40 minutes. I mean, I was looking at all your stuff, reading up all the history and the purpose that you designed it and stuff like that. It's a really cool website. And again, except for the one item that I named, I'm sorry.
No,
You've
that's fine.
invented and created all of this.
You're driven to make something just because you should. And it is needed, and we have the machine, and it was an easy thing to do.
Love it. It's soloscientific.com, and if you put in the promo code Keeler, Keeler, 25% off. Yes. How about that? All right, all made right here, designed right here, thought of right here.
Yes.
Really cool. Yeah. All right, thank you, Andy. I appreciate it.
Thank you.